LTN Hour. Let's talk NASCAR with your host, Todd Bailing, co-hosts Brian Schmidt, PJ Noodleman, and producer Dangerous Dan Margetta. Call the show anytime at 414-421-7901. And now, the creator and host of the fastest hour in radio, Todd Bailing.
And good morning, everybody. Glad you could join us. I tell you, we're in the middle of the summer season. It's at the best time of the year. We are cranked up in every kind of sporting event there is, especially racing on all kinds of tracks. Why is it such a downer today? I'll tell you why. Because of two major things that happened yesterday, which we'll talk about in just a second. Todd Bailing in beautiful Linden Station, Wisconsin. My three partners spread out across the state of Wisconsin, starting with Brian Schmidt over in Oostburg, USA. And the weather has been wild, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. Yeah, we're up here in Oostburg. We're actually waiting to see some boat racing here today. The power boats are supposed to be in Sheboygan. Yesterday, the wind was so strong, they couldn't get out on the lake because if they hit a swell, they'd probably flip over. And now today, we got lightning everywhere. So we're hoping to get the rest of the third annual Mercury Racing Midwest Challenge presented over here by the city of Sheboygan in this afternoon, but we'll see what the weather does.
That's kind of a big deal, too. PJ Noodleman over in Trempealeau, Wisconsin, on the west side of the state. Hi.
Hi there. 74 and drizzling right now. We're going to be working up to a big storm here by 11 o'clock.
And back to the eastern part of the state, Dan Margetta in St. Francis, USA. Hi.
Hey, good morning. You know, Brian, if they don't want to run on the lake, you can run those boats on the Milwaukee Mile. Did you see those cars? They were enough water around that track last night.
Wow.
That was nuts.
State Fair got canceled today because of the rain?
Because everything's flooded. I mean, you can't. I've been there once when that Tuttle flooded. I think it was the last year that the Xfinity truck doubleheader was at the mile in 2010, and it rained so hard you couldn't get out.
I remember that knee-deep of water in that tunnel.
Yeah, and yesterday
Matt
there was video.
Has a nice video that one of his relatives did. Matt, if you want to put that on our on the Facebook page, the LTN Facebook page, I'd appreciate that. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, the weather, as wild as it is part of the problem. But my God, yesterday, I don't know which to start with. At Bowman Gray Stadium, a 53-year-old racer by the name of Robbie Brewer was in the middle of his race, and I guess they don't really know if he had a medical issue and then hit the wall, or hitting the wall created a question mark or whether it could have happened before. Either way, the guy died at Bowman Gray last night. Gee whiz. And then, I mean, preceding that, and if you were as scared as I was watching yesterday's Watkins Glen race, the good news is that Connor Zilisch is the most talented youngster to come along in decades, as far as I'm concerned. He won his 6th race of the year at Watkins Glen yesterday, and then pulls into victory lane, tries to get out of the car and do one of these stand on the window and put your hands up in the air for pictures. And guys, you said you thought somebody threw water on him, and that's what made that windowsill kind of.
They were celebrating, and he splashed the Gatorade or whatever all over the place. But he had the window net slung over the window and down the side, so that was kind of creating more of a slippery, unstable footing. And then when he turned to face all the camera people while standing there, so he's twisting his body, I think that's when he lost balance. But then his foot didn't quite get unhooked there. He looked like he got caught as he was going down, but he went head first down onto the asphalt there,
and
or the
knocked
concrete.
His ass out. And you know, everybody there was medical personnel that were close by, thank goodness, and ran up and tended to him right away. Nobody really realized it at the time. They were worried because he was knocked out that he broke his collarbone in the whole thing. My God, it was scary. And then I didn't know how bad it was, like most people, and I put on what's the name of that thing? It's on the NASCAR website, Press Pass, right? where they show
Yeah.
the post race press conference, and all they showed for an hour and a half was the desk with nobody sitting at it. And I'm thinking, oh my God, this can't be good. They would at least send somebody in there to make an announcement. But Collar Zillish's father posted that he was okay. He had been talking to rescue people, but he was being transported for further evaluation. And then later, the kid posted himself, I broke my collarbone. Thanks for all the support and the thoughts and all that. Oh, my God. Dan, this is not the first time he's had an issue this year.
No, not this year. That's weird. I mean, guys get hurt rarely nowadays, it seems, but he's been hurt twice now in the same year. Remember, you had a back issue at Talladega and missed the Charlotte race, and then Kyle Larson got in his car and won that. And now to break his collarbone for a kid that young, and that kid is that good. I mean, I remember back at a Trans Am race here at Road America probably about 2 or 3 years ago. It might have been two years ago. Bruce Littleman told me that kid's the next Jeff Gordon. I've heard it by so many people, that said that, and I don't take that to fact until you actually see something go on. But my God, he's right. This kid is good. He's got 6 wins already. He's good on ovals, good on road courses, good pretty much everywhere. And to have him get hurt twice in the same year is just kind of odd. I hope that doesn't set him back. I mean, he came back from the first one pretty good. Let's hope he comes back from this one. If you remember back in, was it 96? Dale Earnhardt Sr. broke his collarbone in the Talladega wreck, and then he got out of the car at Indy. And the next week at Watkins Glen, he drove with a broken collarbone. He sat on the pole, and I think he ran that race. Now,
that will never happen today.
Right, times have changed. Yeah, Zilich's car has already been withdrawn from the race.
Yeah, he had qualified 25th today of the 40 cars that qualified, but they did withdraw it. And Dan, 35 years, and everybody's thinking to themselves, well, what was the circumstance behind the last time a car had been withdrawn from a race 35 years ago, 1990? Go tell them.
Yeah, that was when Rich Vogler got killed in a wreck at Salem the night before. It was the Pocono race, and that car got withdrawn. It's the last time a qualified car got withdrawn from the race. And cars have gotten withdrawn before qualifying before, but this is the actual car that was qualified in the race is actually withdrawn and won't start.
Ryan Blaney actually beat SVG for the pole here, 122.568. This is the high speed road course. 71.96 seconds to get around that place. So a minute 11.9 to get around. SVG second. The 19 car, Briscoe has been awfully good in qualifying lately, and here he is third again. Looking the list over, as we mentioned, Zilish was 25th. Josh Balicki's in the race today. Over 3 seconds slower than everybody else, and he's already moved up one spot from 40th to 39th. So I don't know how good that 66 car is, being 3 seconds slower than everybody else, but he's in the race, and that's what's really important. It will be televised today on USA. The green flag is at 1 o'clock this afternoon, 1:05. Perfect weather out there. It's in the 80s with a 5% chance of rain, so they'll get it in today. The segments are on lap 20 and 40. It's a 90 lapper at this place. They did race yesterday, as we mentioned. Zilish won his 6th race of the year. He did take out SVG in that race. I don't know that it was intentional. The racing was outstanding, but that neither here nor there. Those two were up in the front, the two best road course racers, it looks to me, especially in just the Xfinity series. And SVG went out of the race. I guess he didn't. Did he trash? I don't think he did trash Zilish, did he?
No, not really. And I think you got to look at right. And they're lucky that the 88 car survived that and actually, won the race, because both those guys got together pretty hard in the 9, winning the fence real hard. That was SVG. And it's hard to, I don't know who to assign blame in that. I really don't. They were racing pretty hard, and then you had Austin Hill coming up in the 21 that was kind of pressuring both those guys. I guess it was probably Zilich's fault. He was coming back on the racetrack, but then SVG didn't give him a whole lot of room either. So
he was blocking like hell. He was mirror driving. But of course, it's the way it's done nowadays, right?
That's what you got to do. I mean, especially when you're out front, because I think that clean air means a lot as far as being out front somewhere in track positions is huge, as we've seen before. So
my partners here have referred to Austin Hill as a douche canoe, and I always wondered why. Not so much anymore. My God, that guy. First of all, I think it's undeniable that he has some talent. The problem is, his foot, like they say, is not really connected to his brain. He made some awfully silly ass moves again yesterday. I don't know what to think of the guy.
It'd be a good thing to talk about when we come back.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. That and the trucks race, too. We'll talk about that. We'll be right back.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800. Or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
Chimney Mechanics installs and services wood, natural gas, propane, pellet stoves, and chimneys. We service all of Wisconsin, the UP, and Northern Illinois. We repair all brands and all models of fireplaces, no matter where you bought it. We do custom chimney caps, liners, chimney fire repairs, water and stonework, water leak repairs, and replacement dampers. We do new construction and insurance work. No job is too big or too small. ChimneyMechanics.com. That's Chimney Mechanics with an X. Check us out on Facebook.
Get ready, Badgers football fans. This season will be here soon. August 28th, the Badgers open at home against the Red Hawks of Miami.
He's going all the way. Touchdown, Wisconsin.
Listen to the Badgers all season, 97.3 The Game.
There is major rain moving across the state of Wisconsin right now, which has led to cancellations. There were two events planned today. Slinger Speedway has been canceled. The Dirt Kings were going to be at Angel Park. They are rained out for tonight. And, okay, we got some rain now. I hate to think about the mosquitoes waking up, but that's coming. Our friend Austin Hill, as I mentioned, you can't deny the fact that he has some talent. But, Brian, I would call him controversial. Why would we call him that?
Well, he just seems completely oblivious to what he's doing. I mean, he was at Indy and he, purposely turned directly into the wall, and then he kind of denied it, which you got to do. You can't say that you did it. And then he was suspended for a race, so he didn't race last week at Iowa. And then he races, yesterday, and inexplicably coming down that I think it's kind of like a back straightaway area there. It's past the inner loop where it gets really narrow where you go over a tunnel. He's way on the outside of Michael McDowell. And it's like, I'm watching this live and I'm like, where does he think he's going to go? And all of a sudden there he does. He just hooks him and sends him like head on into the wall again. And then, that's only half of it, that he did that and caused a massive wreck that took out damn near, 6-8 cars. But afterwards, during his interview that I saw, he doesn't even apologize. He's just like, yeah, it was a racing move, and I was trying to do this, and I thought that if I could get on the outside of him, I could like slingshot by him and all this kind of stuff. Dude, it took, I think, at least a half an hour to repair the fence because McDowell's car knocked the guardrail completely off, broke the posts. They had to set.
Never takes responsibility, really.
Yeah, I mean, he's lucky he didn't kill the guy. I mean, people. I remember J.D. McDuffie getting killed at Watkins Glen. Watkins Glen is fast and it's scary, and I just don't think he seems to understand what he's doing out there. And Richard Childress is just as bad because he doesn't ever say anything. I mean, nobody came out and apologized for what he did, and it's just to the point where what is it going to take to get this guy to understand what's going on?
I don't think he did it on purpose. I think he perfectly hooked him, but to even think when McDowell was kind of off the track pretty far, I think you can go even farther off the track than foul and come back on and make this work. I don't know where that mentality comes. Why you think that's going to happen? Maybe in a video game you can do that, but not in a racetrack.
I mean, he's a douche canoe.
Well, a simple apology goes a long way. Yeah, I'm sorry that happened, man. That's scary. Thank God everybody's okay. None of that. He doesn't even say any of that. And that's the part I think that infuriates me more than anything.
Yeah, doesn't really take responsibility. The good news there.
Do you think, though, I mean, should they have track limits enforcement? Sometimes they'll do that on road courses. They'll enforce track limits and say, if you go past this point, it's a penalty, and race control get involved and do that. I don't like when they do that because I don't like race control being involved that much in a race, but is it necessary in a road course? Do we not have common sense that we have to tell people don't do that?
That's where I think it lies. I think you can allow it because it makes for some exciting restarts and exciting passing opportunities, especially at Watkins Glen with these cars. But when somebody does something like that, that's where NASCAR has got to say, hey, you can't do that. You can't do that. If you're going to go out there, you make sure. But if you make contact with somebody when you're way out there and you're out of control like that, there's going to be penalties involved.
Yeah, that's excitement for television. We don't penalize stuff like that. Sam Mayer was second after the dust settled, and boy, it took forever for that thing to end because there were so many crashes and whatnot. But Sam Mayer finished second. Good for him. He's in a real good position this year with his win last week and up in the points. He's doing all right. Excuse me. In the truck series, it's the Corey Haim show is what the truck series is. Everyone else is a bit player in the Corey Haim story this year. He is spectacular. It doesn't matter what kind of track it is. It can be a short track, a big track, a road course. Corey Haim is the guy. Ty Majeski locked himself into the playoffs. Great news for us Majeski fans. We Majeski? Us Majeski? I don't know. He was seventh in the race, but he's in the playoffs now, and this is very good. But the way things are going right now, Corey Haim is going to damn table. I just don't see even coming close. Then again, in the past, we have said about the same thing, and depends on how the races fall. And by the time they get to Phoenix, it's going to be a different story.
This is a prime example of where this playoff system kind of works, because if we didn't have a playoff system for the truck series, it's over, man. Corey Haim has a 178-point lead over Lane Riggs in second and 186 over Chandler Smith. You're over 200 points back to fourth. I mean, you only get 40 points to win a race.
No.
Yeah,
but think about that. So,
but I'll think if he doesn't win this thing.
Well, right. I mean, exactly. For him, it's a bummer, and he has not been that good at Phoenix. So,
this is the type of thing that Mark Martin was screaming about. Do you really get the real champion? It should be a season-long points battle because it's a season-long life. This is what they do,
Look at the 98 truck in Majeski. Last year, they were on top of their game really good. They had multiple wins. They were, fast every week. This year, it's not that they're finishing okay. They're getting top 10 finishes. But when we were at IRP a couple weeks ago, I don't know if they're a winning team right now. They just don't have their stuff together to actually, pull it out. Everything's got to come together to do it. And they're really going to have to step up in the playoffs to avoid getting knocked out in that first round. Hopefully they can do it. Maybe they can catch fire, in the playoff run and be there at the end. But I guess we'll see.
Their problem is Ty Majeski's sitting with 1 playoff point. Mm-hmm. Corey Haim has 45 playoff points. Think about that. God. That's over a race worth of just playoff points.
The Corey
Second
Haim series.
In that is Lane Riggs with only 16. So, I mean, the season Corey Haim is having, he is just flat out blowing them out this year.
I think they're just so focused because they know he's moving on, and this is something he wants to get for his career.
No kidding, and he should. If you'd like to participate in the program or bring something to our attention, the number is 414-421-7901. A reminder not to miss the LTN podcast in case you missed the program. It's available everywhere. Also, PJ's fantastic program, Racing Nuggets, also available anywhere with her co-host, Dan Plan. I see you let him talk again lately. That's kind of nice. He's more involved that way.
He's got to wanna.
Who's your latest guest?
Matt Berger. We still haven't done another one, but Toby was supposed to join me on there. We just haven't been able to nail him down because he
Look
keeps
at
working.
that. You can't get your own husband to
I know
slow
it.
down long enough. We're going to take a break and be back.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at wagnerautomotive.com.
Miller Sales and Service of Random Lake is where to go for a trailer no matter what you're hauling. Tom and Jerry Miller have been selling trailers from B&B, Trophy, and Bravo for over 50 years. Quality and integrity is what put them on the map on the corner of 57 and K since 1939. Home of the number 89 dirt and asphalt cars of Brad Miller. That's Miller Sales and Service. It's where to go for a trailer just 20 minutes north of Milwaukee. Call them 920-994-4358.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
Hey, Badgers fans, miss this?
Hello, touchdown, Wisconsin. That's how you start.
Badgers football returns to the game August 28th.
All the way, touchdown, Wisconsin.
Listen to the Badgers all season, 97.3 The Game.
Well, to continue with our our theme of injuries, and it seems like that's what's been happening lately. There's good news and bad news when it comes to Stuart Friesen, the driver of the 52 truck. And he was injured in his modified. It was a three-prong injury. He got high, went off the track and started to spin. While he was spinning in the air, the car broke into flames. And then when he landed on the track, I think that was the worst of the three. He got T-boned by another car. The good news is that he was released from the hospital. Listen to the bad news here. He has multiple fractures of his pelvis. He has a broken fibula and tibia. Dan, those are leg bones that you broke once, aren't they?
That's right. The tibia is your shin bone. The fibula is a small bone out of it. The tib-fib fracture usually means a rod and screws in probably about 12 weeks.
That was in his right leg. Okay. He broken fibula and tibia both in the right leg. Plus, he fractured his left hip. And if all of that wasn't enough, he broke a bone in his neck. The C7 was broken. I mean, I cannot imagine being in that much pain, no matter how hard I look at it.
A lot of meds.
Well, and here's how people, unfortunately, get themselves hooked on pain meds. At least they have some of the nastiest, the best working pain meds are now under control. They don't sell them anymore because people were instantly addicted to them, which is pretty understandable when you are in this much pain. So while he is healing, they have some drivers that are going to take his place. Now, that yesterday's race, wasn't it Christopher Bell that was in that thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. However, that's not the case from here on out. Brian, it sounds like they've got this Caden Honeycutt guy, but boy, is he in the middle of it right now.
Yeah, that's a very interesting situation how that went down. So Caden Honeycutt's a full-time driver for Nice Motorsports. And that was the intention to continue to race for them. So somewhere along the line, Caden Honeycutt got an offer to drive a Toyota. It's rumored that he might be taking over the 11 car when Haim moves on to the Cup Series. That's not official yet, but that's the rumor as to what it's going to be. So obviously, if you get an offer to drive that truck, we see how good it is, you're probably going to take it. So Caden Honeycutt, this is before Indy, like the week leading up to Indy. I heard his interview this week. This is how this all came about. He gets that offer. He says, yeah, that's what I want to do. Well, Caden Honeycutt, being the nice guy he is, goes into Nice Motorsports and says, hey, just so you guys know, I think I'm, going to be going somewhere else next year. I got this offer to drive this other thing, Nice goes back, and Chevrolet is like, all right, well, if the guy's going to move over to a Toyota, we don't want him in our meetings. We don't want him in our simulator. We might as well just cut ties right now. So Caden loses his ride right after Indy. Well, this accident with Friesen happens the Monday after Indy, and all of a sudden, lo and behold, a Toyota ride opens up. So it makes sense. You got a driver sitting there that's going to be going into Toyota trucks next year, and lo and behold, the whole thing just fell together, and now Caden Honeycutt was named to drive the truck going forward, starting at Richmond next week. They didn't have enough time to get everything together to get him in the truck at Watkins Glen, and plus they had Christopher Bell driving the truck, which I guess I'd take Christopher Bell over.
Honeycutt jumped in another truck just to get
and he's got enough points yet. He's still sitting 8th in the driver's standings. The Friesen truck is with a win is in the playoffs already, so you're going to have a very interesting scenario going forward here, which I'm even confused following along, seeing where Hayden Honeycutt sits in his point standings. If he makes the playoffs, if he has a good enough run at Richmond, he should lock himself in. And then the 52 truck, they're going to be on separate lines going for the championship going forward, but the numbers are going to look a little different because Caden has his own line and Friesen has the win. So very confusing, but in the end, it all worked out for Caden. He's going to get to drive a really good Toyota truck the rest of the year that'll set himself up for next year going forward. But really funny how that went together.
Who jumps in the Nice truck then? Who takes his place in the Nice truck?
I believe another Leland Honeyman, I believe, is going to drive that Nice truck the rest of the year, starting at Richmond.
So they got to buy 3 letters, right? They're only going to buy 3 letters.
Take out the C-U-T-T and put an M-A-N. Yeah.
To buy a vowel, please.
PJ, I was really unaware of what or who Caden Honeycutt was until we saw him race in the Snowball Derby last year. That's the guy that won and then puked all over himself, right?
He did. He did. But
that's a way to remember a driver.
Yeah, he's actually had some success. He's been a contender in a lot of super late model races, and he's been doing a lot more races as well, too. He's actually from Texas. But yeah, he's not been a flash in the pan. He's been kind of a journeyman racer for quite some time now. So it is good to see that kind of a guy get opportunities to go. I think he is that blue collar holler kind of guy that the hardcore NASCAR fans want to see get opportunities. So good for him.
Yeah, with a kind of a cool name too. I mean, how many Caden Honeycutts do we know? This week Trackhouse announced that they signed SVG to a multi-year extension. It was an experiment. We bring this guy over to run one race. He wins the race. We sign him to a deal, and we'll see how he does. Here he is, got 3 road course wins, and he's up in the points in the Cup Series. He's learning. It's kind of a slow. I think that the learning curve on ovals is not going as quickly as they would probably like, but it was enough to get him signed to a multi-year deal. And the reason I say that is because I'm finding myself comparing him to Connor Zilisch, who is half his age, remember, and is almost as good as SVG, if not just as good on road courses, only is far superior on oval tracks, I think. So, I mean, of the two, as good as SVG is, Zilisch is damn near as good as he is on road courses and way ahead on those other ones. So
when Zilisch goes over there, do you think that motivates SVG then to run everywhere? I mean, having that breathing down your neck?
It seems to me like SVG is a very mature, level-headed driver that is that doesn't worry about motivation. He's as good, and he's I think he's very dedicated to this. And with the kind of talent he has, I think he's going to get it. but there's a case to be made that maybe that won't happen.
If anything, it'll help his learning curve. I mean, I think he'd be willing to listen to Zilich. Zilich is such a good road racer. Zilich can help him learn the oval stuff and kind of put the tie everything together. What you're good on the road course, you can use that over on the oval, being well-rounded. I think, if anything, SVG is going to be willing to learn from that kid.
There you go.
He's definitely a sponge.
We'll be back after these messages.
The Fair Park in Plymouth, where the racing is great, the food is awesome, and the covered grandstand. This Saturday, watch the Wing Sprint Cars, Grand Nationals, B-Mods, and a guest appearance by the A-Mods. In addition, the High School Racing Association returns. Gates open at 4:30, qualifying at 5:30. Next week, Friday, August 22nd, the Dirt Kings will make their first appearance of the season. Gates open at 5, qualifying at 6. The county fair is just around the corner with racing on Friday night. We'll see you there.
Miller Sales and Service of Random Lake is where to go for a trailer, no matter what you're hauling. Tom and Jerry Miller have been selling trailers from B&B, Trophy, and Bravo for over 50 years. Quality and integrity is what put them on the map on the corner of 57 and K since 1939. Home of the number 89 dirt and asphalt cars of Brad Miller. That's Miller Sales and Service. It's where to go for a trailer, just 20 minutes north of Milwaukee. Call them 920-994-4358.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
Chimney Mechanics installs and services wood, natural gas, propane, pellet stoves, and chimneys. We service all of Wisconsin, the UP, and Northern Illinois. We repair all brands and all models of fireplaces, no matter where you bought it. We do custom chimney caps, liners, chimney fire repairs, water and stonework, water leak repairs, and replacement dampers. We do new construction and insurance work. No job is too big or too small. ChimneyMechanics.com. That's Chimney Mechanics with an X. Check us out on Facebook.
Right now,
The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan Patrick. Anthony Edwards. You know, when you're drafted that high, it's like, okay, we want to see what you have. Anthony Edwards is 23, so you got to be fair to the timeline here. Because we were looking for the next Jordan for how long? Well, we're still looking for the next Jordan. Anthony Edwards, he reminds me of Jordan. No, not me. Not yet.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan and the Danettes and you.
The Dan Patrick Show. Weekdays at 8 a.m. on Fox Sports 920.
Jumping right back into the program here. Brian, I guess it wasn't Leland Honeyman, was it?
No, I have my journeyman fill-in drivers confused there. It's going to be Bailey Curry that's going to drive the Nice truck. Leland Honeyman is in the number 70 Colt Family Racing Xfinity car this year.
And Curry's driven that truck before for that team.
Yeah, he just now has a full-time ride for the rest of the year.
PJ, Tide used to drive that truck, or he did for a few races, and I was never really all that impressed with it.
Well, he won't say it, but I'll say it. They actually had the measurements wrong on the sim when Ty was at Nice, and that was why his performance was very lackluster, because everything in the sim was not transferring to the truck because somebody had wrong measurements. But Ty will never say that because he's too nice.
Like the rest of us. We're all kind of nice. This week, Kevin Harvick said he's done with his on-air stuff right now, so he's not afraid to say things like, quote, "This car sucks." He was talking about the new Cup car, how it was slower at Iowa than the ARCA cars were. He said how absolutely terrible it was that we had a fuel mileage race last week at a short track, by the way, which William Byron won for his second win of the year on fuel mileage. I'm not sure that really makes a bad show. I think the drama is there. I think the strategy is there. It's just that drivers themselves, to me, want to think that they're driving. If all the cars are basically the same, it's the talent of the driver that makes the difference. It's just that, if you're watching the premier racing series in the world, and there are definitely some arguments to be made for that you would think these cars would be faster and harder to handle. And really, that's where Harvick started this whole thing.
I agree. I mean, that's how racing progresses, right? I mean, when you start in your lowest class at your local short track, that's the slowest car. The fastest car, Slinger example, the fastest car is the super late model. The four cylinders aren't the fastest. Right now, it's kind of backwards because even at all four divisions of NASCAR were at Watkins Glen this weekend. The slowest cars were the Cup cars. I mean, to me, that's just a head scratcher. Your Cup cars are going slower than the ARCA cars. I mean, we can see what happens with ARCA races every now and then. I mean, that just shouldn't be. And yes, sometimes when you slow the car down, it makes a better product. But when you're working your way through the ranks here, you shouldn't be hopping into the slowest car when you get to the top. That just doesn't make any sense.
Dale Jr. also weighed in. He called it an IMSA car. He said it's like a sports car. Now, is there anything that we might take away from Dale Jr. and Harvick agreeing on this?
I don't know. Do they own another series that races a different kind of car, like maybe a late model stock? Like the Cars Tour?
And is NASCAR's very existence going to be challenged in court shortly?
Could be.
Might be just a coincidence, I suppose.
Did you say they filed another motion this week? NASCAR filed a motion to sanction 2311 in front row or actually 2311 is the main one because they allege that Curtis Polk went and conspired to have all the other car owners and team owners not sign the agreement and try to threaten to boycott things and all that. They want the court to sanction him for doing that. Of course, 2311 replied and said, no, we shouldn't. But they're kind of playing hardball there if you're going to try to sanction him for doing it. And you already got the charters taken away for now.
Again, again, as we mentioned last week, it's almost surprising that Michael Jordan has elected to fund the team out of his pocket. Of course, it's not like it's not helped out by all the sponsors that they have, particularly on the 23 car. But they are basically funding that team out of their own pockets.'re not getting very much for winning, especially like maybe at Indianapolis. They got next to nothing for winning. Did we ever find out a hard number on that?
I don't know if
they actually won.
Yeah, I don't know if they
really published that, right?
No, not anymore.
All we know is if you're not chartered, it's not anywhere near what a chartered car would get. So keep that in mind. By the way, as far as NASCAR is concerned, with all this car sucks dialogue that we're hearing, Elton Sawyer has said there will be more horsepower in 2026. Okay. How much more? Will it make a difference? And then you see him, it's the same thing. There's going to be pros and cons on everything. That means it's going to cost more because horsepower costs money. And
well, it doesn't because we've all heard these motors, they're choking these motors down. These motors are allowed to go faster. This car is designed to go faster. How much is it really going to cost? That's what everybody says, but then you hear all the car owners and the drivers saying, no, I ain't going to cost any more to do that. Maybe tires you'll wear out a little more, but that's a good thing too.
Oh, it sure would be. And tires are a big part of this whole equation as far as I'm concerned. Maybe it's the underpowered, which means that they don't wear the tires as fast. Is that a thing? I don't even know.
Sure, absolutely.
Because that would make a big difference also, don't you think?
Yeah. And you have a race like last week at Iowa that people are complaining that it wasn't a good show. Well, give the cars the power and let them race. That would put on a good show. I mean, it's mind-boggling that we keep talking about it. We keep talking about it. We keep hearing Elton Sawyer say, oh, we might give them more power. Well, just do it and let's see what's going to happen. Why waste an entire season and constantly have to listen to the narrative about how crappy the car is?
And I wonder how more horsepower would affect performances of some drivers like, say, Kyle Busch, who hasn't done much lately, because I think he could handle a car that slides around and have to hustle it. And now, a lot of guys don't have to do that.
That's the reason why they're not going to do it mid-season, because it would completely turn everything upside down, and it would make them look bad because you would have a completely different program.
Make it way more entertaining, though. I'd love for them to roll out with 900 horsepower at Richmond and let them go out there and let's see what happens. Because it would
take a break and come back.
IndyCar is back at the Milwaukee Mile August 23rd and 24th. The Snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250 weekend features a high-stakes NTT IndyCar Series race on Sunday, and the free fan zone will be buzzing with energy all weekend long. Don't miss out on the non-stop action. Get your tickets now at wistatefair.com for an electrifying IndyCar experience at the Snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250 weekend, August 23rd and 24th.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800. Or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
Hey, Badgers fans, miss this?
Hello! Touchdown, Wisconsin! That's how you start!
Badgers football returns to the game August 28th.
All the way! Touchdown, Wisconsin!
Listen to the Badgers all season, 97.3 The Game.
LTN Hour presents Dirt on the Dirt with Brian Schmidt.
We call this Crown Jewel Week across dirt track racing here as the biggest sprint car race in the world, the Knoxville Nationals. Week was this week. We'll start Monday in Oskaloosa, Iowa at the Southern Iowa Speedway for the Front Row Challenge. $20,000 to win for the 410 sprints. And Kyle Larson took home that money. Tuesday up in Eagle River, Wisconsin, the USRA Limited Lates, Cade Nelson was your winner. Stock cars went to Kyle Frederick. Somebody beat Hot Rod Snellenberger finally, and it was Kyle Frederick. I think there was even a bounty on him, so probably took some extra money for that. Yeah. In Boone, Iowa, the 2025 Harris Clash, which is a crown jewel event for the IMCA Modifieds, Ethan Broxma was your winner, and the stock cars went to Caden Reynolds. Wednesday, Knoxville kicked off for the 64th annual NOS Energy Drink Knoxville Nationals. Preliminary night number one, they took all the cars, divided them into two, and the 51 cars took to the track Wednesday night. And your feature winner Wednesday night. Oh, I don't even have the winner here. Dan, do you remember who won Wednesday night? For some reason, it erased on my computer.
I'll have to go back and look. I know I watched it, but I watched a bunch of racing since, and I'll look.
I did too. Holy cow. Gotta love when you get computer glitches. So we'll come back to that one. Thursday night, they did again. Round night number two. The preliminary feature winner was Kyle Larson. Bill Baylog finished. What's that?
I know who won. It's the guy you're going to announce later on when you get to the Saturday night results.
Oh, yeah, Ryan Timms. Yes, no kidding. I hate when computers do that to you. Thursday night, Kyle Larson was your winner. Bill Baylog locked into the Knoxville Nationals for the second year in a row with a sixth-place finish. They take a lot of points there. You get like 200 points to get fast time. You get 200 points to win the feature, and you get 100 points to win the feature, and they give you a big invert of like 8. So you got to run your heat race and start 8th and try to claw your way back in. The drivers hate it, but the fans love it. Also Thursday night in Union, Kentucky, Florence Speedway, a crown jewel of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, the North-South 100. They had twin $5,000 to win features. Garrett Alberson and Dalton Wilson were the two winners there. Friday night, Chilton, Gravity Park Speedway, the modifieds was Marcus Hopner. Grand Nationals, Jeff Muehlbauer. And the stock cars was Mark Hopner. Seymour at the Outagamie County Speedway, the late models went to Mike Mullins. IMCA modifieds was Cole Sarneski. And the stock cars was Tyler Wilson. Darlington, the Lafayette County Speedway, limited lates. Jason Robbins was your winner, and the IMCA modifieds went to Jed Freeberger, and the stock cars was Colby Miles. Up at Superior, the Gondik Law Speedway, Wissota late models, Pat Dorr was your winner. The Wissota modifieds went to Jody Belfoulier. Menominee, the Red Cedar Speedway, had a Wissota Challenge Series race, $5,000 to win. Jesse Glentz was your winner. The Wissota Modifieds went to Blake Adams, and the USRA Limited Lates was Derek Nelson. Sycamore, Illinois, the Mars Dirt Car Series Super Late Models were there. Jason Fager was your winner. Night number 2 at Union, Kentucky's Florence Speedway for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series North-South 100. Another pair of $5,000 to win features. Bobby Pierce and Devin Moran were your winners there. Knoxville on Friday night, all the guys that had terrible luck on Thursday and Friday ran what they call hard knocks. For them, the top 4 in that feature were locked into the Knoxville Nationals. David Gravel was your winner of the hard knocks feature. Last night, a lot of weather around here. Rain washed out Plymouth 141, Shawano, Rice Lake. Had a Wissota Challenge Series race, all washed out. Ashland, the only Wisconsin track to get in last night. The Wissota Modified feature winner there was Justin Weinbarger. Macon, Illinois, a Mars Dirt Car Series $10,000 to win feature went to Ryan Unsicker. Florence Speedway for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, the North-South 100, $75,000 to win. Bobby Pierce and Jonathan Davenport waged a war. If you get a chance to look at it, it was pretty entertaining and a lot of jabs thrown back and forth at each other. The grizzly veteran that is Jonathan Davenport and the young punk that everybody calls Bobby Pierce. Well, he's really not that young anymore. I think he's already 30. But Bobby Pierce got the better of it and picked up the $75,000 check. And finally, Knoxville, Iowa, the World of Outlaws, 64th Annual Knoxville Nationals, $195,000 to win. It was $15,000 to start. And a guy by the name of Ryan Timms, who runs Knoxville Weekly in his car, it was his rookie year there, led all 50 laps. That car was absolutely unstoppable. For anybody that says it was the track, this, that, and the other thing, that car was just that much better. The racing behind him was unbelievable. David Gravel started 21st and finished 3rd. That car was just that good. And that young kid, I think he's 16 years old. 18 years old.
And is that a bigger upset than we saw at Aaron's and the high limits? I mean, this kid won the Knoxville Nationals in his first year.
It is, but it isn't because he's a kid that's come through the ranks. I mean, he was a Keith Kuntz midget driver, so he's been on the path, the elevator up. I don't know much about that team. That might be the biggest thing. That team was really good. I don't even know who drove for that team last year. Really never knew much about it, but that car was on par. I mean, in a matter of 2 laps, he'd have a 2-second lead.
Ryan, you missed one.
Which one?
I hate to be the dirt track reporter here, but the Ken Schrader Tour is in Ontario right now, up in Canada, or as we refer to it, our 51st state. Either way, Schrader jumped into a borrowed modified and started from the rear and won the feature last night at South Buxton, Ontario.
Yeah, so, that one doesn't come up on my results list.
I would imagine not. That came from our special correspondent on the scene there, Scott Hansen, who is traveling with the Schrader entourage right now. All right, no, we still have time for some other results, Peach.
All right, asphalt side of things. Last Sunday at Slinger, the 602 Craters winner was Justin. Do you pronounce his last name? Poinich?
Painich. Yeah, but then it kind of didn't pass the tech.
Oh, who ended up winning?
I got to finish second.
Okay, there we go. Late model feature winner was Dennis Prunty. And then the ZMAX Cars Tour had been rain delayed to last Sunday because it was just a total crap show with the rain. The Pro Late Model winner was Spencer Davis. Caden Quapple finished 4th. And then the Late Model Stock Car feature winner was Minnie Tyrell. That was quite the slobber knocker. Caden Quapple held on for a 7th place finish in that thing. Tuesday night, the Ganrud Auto Group 250, otherwise known as the Dixieland 250 at Wisconsin International Raceway. Midwest Truck Series Dixieland Delight winner was Nick Van. The ASA Midwest Tour winner was Luke Fenhouse. Thursday night, back in action again at WIR. Late model feature winner was Alex Stumpf. The super late model feature winner was JJ Vanderloop. Friday night, Norway Speedway super late feature winner Joey Pontbriand. Yes, Toby Carr. ARCA, we talked a little bit about that. Tristan McKee was the winner at Watkins Glen there. Golden Sands pro late model Brady Bell was the winner. The champion was Brazen Bennett. Hawkeye Downs in action. On Friday night, late model winner was Michael Weber. Thomas Sparta Speedway had the Big 8 Series there. Malin Borntrager, the winner. Kalamazoo Clash at Kalamazoo Speedway in Michigan. The Outlaw Super Late Model winner was Tyler Rohrig. Grundy County Speedway Super Late winner, Blake Brown. And then yesterday and last night, Lacrosse, actually, we had a lot of rainouts. Dells and Jefferson rained out. Note, though, the Badger State 100 at the Dells is going to be postponed to Sunday, September 14th at the National Short Track Championship weekend.
That's going to be a big weekend.
For sure. Lacrosse Speedway in action last night. 2 features. First one went to Jacob Gady in his backup car. He stepped fast time, too. Second feature was Mike Carlson. And then Slinger already announced they are canceling the events for tonight due to the standing water and more rain coming.
And we're going to sneak away for a break and come back with more good stuff. Hang in there with us.
The Fair Park in Plymouth, where the racing is great, the food is awesome, and the covered grandstand. This Saturday, watch the Wing Sprint Cars, Grand Nationals, B-Mods, and a guest appearance by the A-Mods. In addition, the High School Racing Association returns. Gates open at 4:30, qualifying at 5:30. Next week, Friday, August 22nd, the Dirt Kings will make their first appearance of the season. Gates open at 5, qualifying at 6. The county fair is just around the corner with racing on Friday night. We'll see you there.
IndyCar is back at the Milwaukee Mile August 23rd and 24th. The Snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250 weekend features a high-stakes NTT IndyCar Series race on Sunday, and the free fan zone will be buzzing with energy all weekend long. Don't miss out on the non-stop action. Get your tickets now at wistatefair.com for an electrifying IndyCar experience at the Snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250 weekend, August 23rd and 24th.
Miller Sales and Service of Random Lake is where to go for a trailer, no matter what you're hauling. Tom and Jerry Miller have been selling trailers from B&B, Trophy, and Bravo for over 50 years. Quality and integrity is what put them on the map on the corner of 57 and K since 1939. Home of the number 89 dirt and asphalt cars of Brad Miller. That's Miller Sales and Service. It's where to go for a trailer, just 20 minutes north of Milwaukee. Call them 920-994-4358.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship-winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at WagnerAutomotive.com.
Get ready, Badgers football fans. This season will be here soon. August 28th, the Badgers open at home against the Red Hawks of Miami.
He's gone all the way. Touchdown, Wisconsin.
Listen to the Badgers all season, 97.3 The Game.
Hey, welcome back. We just have one little thing. We found out that Dennis Prunty was declared the winner. He won 2 different features last week.
That he did. Yeah, the 602s and the late models. The 602 car he was driving was not the normal 42. It was the 51 car that's owned by Dave Teskey that Johnny D'Angelis normally drives. Dennis was in that car for this last Sunday. Dale Prunty jumped in Dennis's 42, which they changed to a 17.
Dale Prunty hasn't driven in many years.
He was back.
How did he do second?
I think he was right behind Dennis.
The Prunties were 1-2. My God, that's crazy. A couple of things I wanted to mention yet. Brian, first of all, I think it's a little concerning that there are rumors that Iowa's not coming back on the schedule next year. That seems very strange to me because actually I like the place and I think it's a good place to have a race. What's going on?
Yeah, I've seen some rumors flying around too. Supposedly the folks that were there last week, they said that no. Usually, when you're there for the race, the next year they're talking about ticket sales and renew your tickets and all that stuff. There's no talk of that. It was kind of like as a 2-year deal, kind of like what we went through here at Road America a couple of years ago as well. So, and there's IndyCar. There's rumors that they're not coming back to Iowa. So there people out there are a little scared that might be the end of racing at their track. I sure hope that's not the case, but you don't know. And I don't know, NASCAR owns it. One would think they want to race at their own track. Dan, where else would they go? I mean, yeah, they're going to maybe have a race at Chicago, but where else are they going to go?
Yeah, all I can think of is maybe Montreal. They're still trying to do that. Wasn't that how Iowa got the date? Because they couldn't get the Montreal date to work, and it's kind of the same situation Road America was in with the Chicago Street Race. That was a 2-year deal. I don't know if this one never really had a 2-year deal tied to it like Road America did. To me, the Midwest is their strongest market as far as getting fans to come to the racetrack. It may not be the biggest TV market, so they may not like that, but as far as fans going and showing up at the racetrack, I don't think you can abandon the Midwest. So hopefully they'll keep it around, and hopefully those rumors aren't true.
Right, and if you only have one race at every track, I think that makes the most sense. I mean, yeah, you're going to probably be at Chicago Oval, Iowa, St. Louis, one race, Indianapolis, one race. I mean, it makes sense to have one race. At least the only one is Kansas with 2. Well, take one from them.
Hey, is the Richmond race next Saturday night?
I believe so.
I think it is. So we're going to make picks for 2 weeks this week. I'm going to just jump right in and do my 2 picks right now. I'm going to take Christopher Bell today. That's right. I'm not taking SVG, not because he's not the favorite. I think he's going to actually win, but I'm not going to take the easy pick. I'm going to take Christopher Bell today. And next week at Richmond, I'm going with the 8 car, and I think Kyle Busch is going to get back in winning form. Any of you just jump right in. How about PJ? You go next because I know who you're taking.
I'm going with Ryan Blaney for both.
Right.
Wow.
There's a surprise. All right. Flip a coin, guys. Who's next?
Go ahead, Brian.
All right. Low-hanging fruit, I'll take him. I'll take SVG today. And then next week at Richmond, I'll take Chris Buescher to punch his ticket to the playoffs next week at Richmond.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go with Michael McDowell today. He says he can beat SVG. He's not that much better than everybody else. And next week, let's go with Chase Briscoe. I don't know why. I just pulled it out of here.
Toyotas are good there.
You had to pick somebody,
right? Michael McDowell win would upset the apple cart on the playoffs, that's for sure.
By the way, speaking of which, quickly, there's only 2 races of the regular season left. Richmond next week, actually 3, you got to count today's, but Richmond next week, and then they go to Daytona. And there's some guys that could be in some danger there, Brian.
Yep, 3 spots available. Tyler Reddick looks pretty good. He's 122 to the good. He's going to need to have a good race today. Bowman, 63 to the good. He also needs to have a good race today. Then it's a battle amongst the RFK guys. Chris Buescher, 23 to the good, is in. Ryan Preece is 23 out. Kyle Busch, 73 out. Ty Gibbs, 87 out. Allmendinger, who could win today if their car is good enough, he's 118 out. Brad Keselowski, who I think might win Daytona, he's 121 out. So you need some different winners. That's the way you're going to get in, I think. I think there's only one car that's going to point his way into this deal right now, the way it's going.
And, with a surprise winner or 2 here in the last, you're Daytona.
Exactly.
Don't tell me, somebody couldn't win that
if we get 16 winners this year, right, there's still going to be 1 point guy, right? And the lowest 1 win guy would be out, right?
No, I think 16 winners says you're 16 winners in. 16 spots. There's 3 guys that have, right now there's 3 point guys in. So if we have 4 races, 3 different winners.
Could be crazy.
Yes, it could.
I just can't imagine how close this is. And it's not, between today and a road course, which you never really know for sure. And, Richmond could be a crapshoot, but I'll tell you right now, Daytona is an absolute crapshoot. And we could get ourselves a kind of a turn it up.
The guys on the bubble are rooting for SVG today to keep winning because that'll allow the point guys to stay in.
Harry Burton made the playoffs last year, for crying out loud. So imagine. And he's not even in the series anymore. Speaking of a long shot. Unbelievable. Well, thanks so much for tuning into the program, everybody. We appreciate the little bit of time you give us on Sunday mornings. A reminder, if you ever do miss it, you can download the podcast and listen anytime you want. Check us out on iHeart, where we're doing very well with those folks. And our thanks to everybody at Fox Radio 920. And for all of us involved with the program, we're pretty happy you tuned in. Don't forget, we're rained out tonight at Slinger Speedway and at Angel Park for the Dirt Kings. It's all done. We'll see you next week, everybody.
This program has come to you live from multiple locations. Any and all comments expressed